40,320 hours, which would be equal to 21 years of standard full-time work at 40 hours a week. So I've just done a video talking about the non-profit organization which I'm launching, which is called the Walk and Talk Men's Club, which is really as simple as men walking and talking on a Sunday morning in the Peak District or Lake District, because it's been one of the best things that I've ever done for my mental health. But it also then got me thinking about the fact that I'm actually able to launch a non-profit organization. Obviously it's free to launch one, but also how I want to be setting up a mission to invest £10,000 back into that club and more over the years, and also be in that situation now where I've got a purpose-led mission and I'm so excited for it. But it's the hard work that's enabled me to get to that point. And I think that I want to do a video on a little bit of a reality check. So I'm massive and pro on you build a business for a life that you want to have. Right? You don't do it for any other reason. I think it's so stupid to build a business for the sake of building a business when you're not actually living the life that you actually want in this process as well. And I feel like it's something where people fall short on nowadays because they're just doing it for the sake of it. But also at the same time, I think that for new business owners, especially from 2020 onwards in the last 6 years, have had a really realistic expectation to how tough business actually is. So I know that social media is around and you can go viral and generate traffic overnight 100%. There's AI here, which 100%, look at all my other videos and you see how proactive I am with that in terms of innovation and the fact that it can do pretty much everything for you. There's so many tools at your disposal now, even down to like how Meta is so easy for how people can run ads. It's easier than it's ever been before to scale a business, without question, but it's still fucking hard. It is still going to take so many hours. So that there was me basically working out 12 years at around 70 hours a week with 4 weeks off per year. So that's sometimes over-egging it. And that is basically equal to 40,000 hours, 320. So on average, I would say that is realistically how much I have worked in the last 12 years. So I've done 12 years of work in 21 years compared to a normal 40-hour week. Right? That is the single only reason why I am in this position right now with where I am in life and business, and why I'm in a position where I can do non-profits and I can start passion projects and all that type of stuff, right? Business is going to be hard. There is absolutely no way in any way, shape or form that any of this situation is going to be easy for you, right? You are not going to get a viral piece of content straight away. You are not going to get Meta going absolutely bang on right straight away. You're not going to get your DMs firing straight away. You're not going to get sales, operations, your offer and everything. It is going to require you to sit down and do the work. There is no avoiding it in any way, shape or form, right? You want to get involved in AI and you want to learn more about AI. You've got to sit down, work and learn about AI, right? You want to get better at content, you got to sit down, get it in the system, get it in a process and learn about it, right? There is no avoiding doing the work. And I feel like for newer business owners in the last 5 years, I've seen this more and more because there's such an unrealistic expectation from business mentors, especially, that you're going to get everything right straight away. You're going to suddenly triple and quadruple and 5x your business. And don't get me wrong, I have had some clients who have done that 100%. I have taken people from startups to doing 150 grand in a single launch. I've taken people from doing 25, 30 grand a month to £500,000 a month, right? I've seen results like this and I've done it and I've achieved it myself, but at the same time, it's not going to happen for everyone. These absolutely crazy level results, and normally the people who's got their environment just right, a lot of it comes down to luck, especially if they're seeing growth on social media, where they've not only had to put a lot of time and effort into the viral creative itself, but you ask any social media strategist that a lot of the time when it comes down to virality, there will be an element of luck, because two people can create the exact same type of content, but one person just gets that algorithm spike, right? But your chances are going to come down from sitting down and doing the work, right? So when you sit down and do the work, you got to think about what's the actual environment that I am going to be able to sit down and do this in. Because when you accept that I'm going to have to sit down for a prolonged period of time and put a lot of time and effort and focus into one single area to build out an incredible business and earn a shitload of fucking money, you start to think about the equations and elements of what your environment is. So I'm actually at a point now where I've fully outgrown this office. I absolutely, completely and utterly hate working in this office. The rationale for that is I want to have a dream home where where I've got my office at home, my gym at home. I can spend more time with my kids. I can walk the dogs out my door, and I know that I've got that on the next thing, and that's my next goal. So this environment for me has served me for 4 years, but it doesn't serve me now. So I know that I need to change my environment. I know I need to move out of the place. But I know some people who, when they're sitting down and working, they're trying to do it from their iPad or their mobile or sat on a sofa with a laptop, right? Your environment is so important. Like if you look at here, I've got obviously my iMac screen there. I've got an extended screen there. I like to have books in my face because it almost reminds me of self-development and learning. I've just got this ergogenic chair here, which is pretty cool in all fairness. That cost me about 500, 600 quid, I think, before Christmas in a Black Friday offer. Even just little stuff like having a nice background on the wall, lights, like your environment in which you work is so important. But you know, the one thing out of absolutely everything here, which has enabled me to do those 40,000 hours, these. The power, right? So there's all these business strategies out there. I could give you 100 now. You still need to do those business strategies. You need to sit down and focus and do what you are doing. I should have a referral for Apple headphones at this point in my career, I swear to God, because the first time someone turns around to me and says, I'm really struggling to sit down and do the work, I'm really struggling to sit down and focus, I go, what you listening to? Have you got noise cancellation headphones on? So these noise cancellation headphones are really important for me, because if it weren't for this, binaural beats, ADHD playlists, sometimes listening to Disney music, I won't be able to focus. Like I've done it before where I've tried to go on holiday, sit down and get my laptop out around a bar, and I've got loads of stuff going off in front of me and I can't sit down and do the thing. Because regardless of any angle that you go at this, you will have to sit down for prolonged periods of time with hyper intense focus of simply just doing the fucking work. There's nothing else to it, right? If you sit down for long enough and try for long enough, there is no way, in any way, shape or form, that you do not see success. That is something that I stand by without question. Because even if you do try that one thing and it doesn't work and you move on from it straight away and keep focusing, you'll learn faster and you'll adapt. The only time that people stop scaling their companies or don't scale a company in the first place is because they just don't sit down and just do what they need to do. Or if something goes wrong, it derails them, so they suddenly think, oh my God, I'm going to just fucking quit on this straight away. Like I have a rule with my clients that I say fail forwards. I'm not having a situation or I'm not having a conversation where someone's getting upset and butthurt because they've tried something and it's not worked. I said, we move on from it straight away. I said, I want you to fail as fast as humanly possible because we can find the fastest way to not do things. So when you're coming in and you're looking at, right, what is stopping me from getting to the next point of success in my business and everything on that side, I can promise you that it's your working environment. Even without a mentorship, and I'd love you to join my mentorship. I won't be doing these videos if I didn't want you to join my mentorship, but I want you to join for the right reasons, but I want you to join with the right mindset of understanding that I've got every AI demo system and goat prompt and output and content and sales and setting, mindset, organized. I've got it all. But it comes down to you doing the work, right? I've got a one-to-one program where it's guided. I've got my one-to-one program, which is done for you, but you still need to check it and do the output. There's no avoiding it in any way, shape or form. So your environment is so important when it comes to doing the work in terms of your office, your setup, your computers, how you are sitting, the music that you are listening to, but also what you are actually working on. On a pause there. How passionate are you about the problem that you are solving for people? Right. For me, my mission with a coach consultant is to support companies at all levels, and even more so now with AI, because, oh my God, since using AI, it's completely and utterly changed my life in terms of what I can do in business at the speed, the feeling of success and the dopamine ticks from the amount that you can do. So that's my mission now. I want to get people adopting to AI, but I also want to keep people true to themselves and scale with authenticity, because otherwise, what's the point? But my other mission now is the Walk and Talk Men's Club. The reason that I'm saying this is, like, I really care about it. I really care about every single client. I run DMs for every single client on school, on WhatsApp, on weekly check-ins, on end-of-month feedback reports, all the events, all the live calls. Like, I take ownership of it over myself because I'm proud of it, and I take pride in being involved and being on the same level as everyone else, right? And I'm passionate about it. So then you think about, right, what is it that actually is going to enable you to keep doing the work? It's going to come down to what you are offering, the problem that you are trying to solve in the actual market. What are you doing in terms of delivery for your clients? How passionate are you about the problem that you are solving? So that's mine for the coach consultant. And I'm actually going to have a full website soon, which you can have available, which you'll be able to see every single thing that there is to know about me, my podcast, my YouTube. You've obviously watching that anyway if you're watching this. my book, my programs, who I am, everything. That's going to be a website link available soon, because the reason that I'm doing that is I'm so fed up of people getting tricked into bullshit. I'm so fed up of it, right? What you see is what you get with me. What you see is what you get with a coach consultant, right? You're going to find that out on a website link. But that's the final part to being able to do the work. How passionate are you about what you are doing? So for me, the Walk and Talk Men's Club, I'm incredibly passionate about that, because I have struggled with my mental health most of my life because of ADHD and trauma, and I've been a high performance business owner, been a dad, been a husband, and that's a big problem that I want to support with. But that's going to enable me to sit down and do the work on it. So for me, like, look, I want to come in and show you that, yeah, there are cheat codes now with AI. 100%. There never has been. Anyone tells you a cheat code of talking shit before, but there is now 100%. But in order for you to use those cheat codes, you're still going to need to sit down and do the work. And your environment that you work in, how passionate you are about your offer, how passionate you are about the problem that you're solving, and the mission that you are aligned to is the single most important thing that you need to focus on in this entire process, guys. So please be passionate about what you're doing, love where you are working, and love what you are working on. And you will never ever stop at any point, simply doing the most important thing. And that's just doing the work until it happens.